Hello, beautiful soul. Take a deep breath and settle into this moment, because what you're about to hear isn't random. It's aligned. There's a reason you were drawn here, a quiet pull that guided you to this exact message at this exact time. Today, we're uncovering the deeper truth about your destiny, the path your soul has been walking all along, and the powerful transformation that is already unfolding in your life, even if you can't fully see it yet. Nothing you've been through has been meaningless. Not the confusion, not the heartbreak, not the loneliness, not even the moments where you felt like giving up. Every step has been shaping you, refining you, preparing you. And now, you are standing on the edge of a profound shift. From the very beginning, you've always felt different. Even as a child, there was something about you that didn't quite fit into the ordinary world around you. While others were caught up in noise and distraction, you were often the one who paused, who observed, who felt deeply. Maybe you remember moments where you stood still, watching a sunset longer than anyone else, or listening to silence as if it had something to say. That wasn't accidental. That was awareness. You came into this life carrying a heightened sensitivity, an intuitive depth that most people spend their entire lives trying to develop. You've always seen beyond the surface. You've felt energies before words were spoken. You've sensed truth in people even when they tried to hide it. And your dreams, those vivid, sometimes unexplainable dreams, have often held messages, glimpses, or warnings that later proved real. You are not imagining this. You are remembering who you are. Your soul is old, not in a tired way, but in a wise way. You've lived, learned, and carried forward experiences that shaped your inner knowing. That's why your path has often felt solitary, not because you were meant to be alone forever, but because your growth required space. Silence became your teacher. Distance became your clarity. And yes, there were times when that solitude hurt, times when you felt misunderstood, unseen, or even forgotten. But that loneliness wasn't punishment, it was preparation. In those quiet spaces, you built strength that no external validation could ever give you. Your life hasn't been a straight line. It's been cycles, highs and lows, moments of joy followed by sudden challenges that seemed to come out of nowhere. At times, it felt like every time you found your footing, something would shake it again. But look closer. Those weren't setbacks. They were initiations. Each difficult chapter burned away something that no longer belonged in your life. Old beliefs, false attachments, illusions about people and situations. You were being refined, like gold in fire, heated, tested, and purified. There was one moment, though, one turning point that changed everything. You know exactly what it is. A moment that split your life into before and after. Maybe it was heartbreak, maybe betrayal, maybe a loss that forced you to see reality in a way you never had before. That moment took something from you, but it also gave you something powerful, awareness. It was then that you built your walls. You had to. You closed your heart, not because you didn't want love, but because you needed to survive. You created boundaries, sometimes so strong that even genuine connections struggled to reach you. And now, here you are, at the threshold of something new. But the past hasn't fully let go yet, has it? There's still a pull. Old patterns, old emotions, old connections that try to resurface, disguised as comfort or familiarity. Right now, your life may feel like a maze, especially in your personal relationships. You may have found yourself giving too much, choosing partners who couldn't meet you at your level, or staying in situations that drained your energy. Your heart wanted love. Your mind saw the warning signs. And you were caught between the two. That confusion, that emotional fog, it wasn't weakness. It was part of the lesson. Because now you're learning discernment. You're beginning to recognize the difference between what feels familiar and what is actually right for you. You're starting to see that not everything that pulls at your heart is meant to stay in your life. And here's the truth you've been sensing but maybe haven't fully admitted yet. Some of these patterns didn't start with you. They run deeper. There's an emotional imprint, a generational thread that has quietly influenced your experiences, especially in love. Patterns of sacrifice, of choosing the wrong people, of losing yourself while trying to hold on to someone else. This isn't about blame, it's about awareness, because you are the one meant to break that cycle. You carry the strength, the consciousness, and the courage to say, "It ends with me." Your struggles were not pointless. They were preparing you to become the turning point in your lineage. Through your healing, you're not only transforming your own life, you're shifting the energy for everything that comes after you. But to fully step into this new phase, there's something important you must release. There's someone from your past, a connection that still lingers energetically. Even if they're not physically present, their influence hasn't completely faded. Maybe they reappear occasionally. Maybe you think about them more than you'd like to admit. But listen carefully. Going back to that energy would mean stepping back into the very cycle you worked so hard to escape. It may feel like nostalgia. It may feel like unfinished business. But in truth, it's a test. And this time, you're meant to choose differently. You're being asked to trust your intuition at a deeper level than ever before. Not the voices of others, not societal expectations, not fear. Your inner voice. Because your intuition doesn't speak in chaos, it speaks in clarity. It doesn't create anxiety, it creates calm. If something feels heavy, draining, or unsettling in your body, that's your answer. And if something brings peace, even if it's unfamiliar, that's your direction. What's ahead for you is not small. This is not just a minor life upgrade. This is a transformation of identity, purpose, and energy. You are stepping into mastery, not necessarily in a traditional sense, but in a way that makes you a guide, a source of wisdom, a presence that others are naturally drawn to. People will begin to seek your advice, your perspective, your energy, because they will feel the strength you've built within yourself. Your sensitivity will no longer feel like a burden. It will become your greatest asset. And here's something truly powerful. As you complete this inner transformation, your external world will begin to align with it. Opportunities will open, financial flow will improve, stability will come, not because you chased it, but because you became aligned with it. For you, success is directly tied to authenticity. When you are fully in your truth, everything else follows. And yes, love is part of your future too. Even if right now you feel guarded, even if a part of you has stopped believing, even if fear still lingers beneath the surface, love is not behind you, it's ahead of you. But it won't look like what you experienced before. This will be different. This will be a connection built on equality, respect, and emotional safety. Not something you have to fight for, not something that drains you, not something that asks you to shrink or sacrifice your essence. This will be a partnership where you are seen, supported, and valued. Two whole individuals choosing each other, not out of need, but out of alignment. And it will come at the right time, not rushed, not forced. Because the truth is, your happiness is already on its way to you. It's closer than you think, but it's waiting for one thing: your readiness. You are being guided to move forward, not quickly, but consciously. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Every step you take now matters. Every choice you make is shaping the foundation of your future. So don't fear the breakdowns you've experienced. They weren't destroying your life. They were clearing space. What felt like loss was actually preparation. What looked like endings were actually beginnings in disguise. You were making room for something greater. Now, it's time to release the weight you've been carrying. Forgive yourself for the times you didn't know better, for the choices you made from pain, for the moments you stayed longer than you should have. You did the best you could with the awareness you had at the time, and now you know more. Forgive others, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. You don't need to carry their actions anymore. Let it go. Stand taller. Look forward. Because your destiny has never been a series of random struggles. It has always been a journey toward awakening your true power. And now, you're stepping into it. You are stronger than you realize. You are more intuitive than you've allowed yourself to believe. You are more aligned than you've felt in a long time. And your victory? It's not something you have to chase. It's already written. All you have to do now is walk toward it, confidently. Know that you are protected. Know that you are guided. Know that everything unfolding is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. The most beautiful chapter of your life isn't behind you. It's just beginning.